Hello. Recently we got a small video leak for the 15th fighter in Fighting. I've been thinking a lot about who this could be lore and character wise, and a bit gameplay wise also. So, I wanted to share my thoughts. The teaser video posted by Aiden was very short. It was just 7 seconds of a biograph standing in the fight lobby in the Blackrock section. In the background you can hear something punching. Each time they start punching again, they add another punch to their combo. The third time the punch is started, a small projectile shoots out after the last punch of the combo and applies an aura to the biograph. And of course, from the 7 seconds of basically just punching sounds, I have a pretty good idea on who this could be. Well then, who is it? Well, the one thing we know for sure is that this is at least a support fighter because of how Fighting releases new characters. But this is also likely our 4th Blackrock fighter. Back in Scythe's initial reveal, we were placed in Chaos Canyon with Medkit. While Chaos Canyon isn't a canon location in Lost Temple, it does fit the description of that faction, being a very sandy place. And since Fighting has no map that fits the description of Blackrock, the best thing they could use was the fight lobby. So if it's a Blackrock fighter, who could it be? My idea is that this is Subspace's manager. Subspace is a very important character to Blackrock, as the leader put him in charge of creating biographs for them. However, nobody actually likes Subspace, so I doubt the leader of Blackrock would actually want to deal with Subspace himself. This is where Subspace's manager comes in. I imagine the relationship is somewhat similar to Medkit and Scythe's. Subspace's manager probably hates everything about Subspace, just like Hyperlaser, while Subspace is probably pretty ecstatic about his manager. Not because he actually cares about them, but rather just because having a manager makes him feel more important. However, there's another way of looking at this to me. Instead of this being somebody who's in Blackrock, why not the opposing faction? Playground. The aura Biograph gets could be a debuff rather than a buff, and Blackrock and Playground still have tension between them, so it could work. I personally believe this to be rather unlikely though, due to some other things Aiden said a bit after this video was posted. Aiden posted a tweet giving a small hint about how the next fighter could work. He mentions that before this fighter is released, Sword will be getting a rework along with potentially another fighter to make sure they and the new one aren't too similar. If we go with the debuffing route, then that means the support potentially getting reworked would be Subspace, which I think is very unlikely. There really shouldn't need to be a Subspace rework even if the two are both debuff focused. Plus, another support fighter was already confirmed to be likely getting a rework in the future. Boombox. It was stated that Boombox would get changed from being a hybrid haste/shield giver to primarily just a haste giver. This makes me lean more towards this being a more direct support fighter who gives shield to their allies. Sword's rework also does intend to focus more on his passive, I believe, which also involves shield. So, with all that, I believe the most likely thing we'll get for Fighter 15 is a close range support who gives shield to their allies, who is also from Blackrock. But what is their gear going to be? Initially, I thought it would be Trowel, as that seemed like a pretty obvious guess for a shield giver, but Aiden said this would be a pretty out-there gear choice. Trowel is also likely entirely deconfirmed due to this old planned list for the fighter waves, where Aiden said that basically every fighter who wasn't in Wave 1 or the first half of Wave 4 was cut, including Trowel as he originally was the last Wave 4 fighter. So, what could their gear be then? Honestly, no clue. I'm just gonna go with Bloxycola because the new fighter appears to be orange.